there and going, oh, my wife's a 3. I play Tekken for pennies. My name's Ryan Stone. If your life sucks. If your life sucks. If your life sucks. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You can't half do anything. It's better to do nothing than to half do something. You just have to accept it.
F it. Let's go into ranked.
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline, I wouldn't have done anything. So he absolutely nailed it. Don't start something you weren't prepared to finish.
Don't start something you weren't prepared to finish.
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline, I wouldn't have done anything. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. My name's Ryan Stone. I play Tekken for pennies. It's all your fault.
Welcome, fellas. I was doing something different. I'd have thought. There it is. Audios are good. Videos are good. Let me just get the sound levels right. You let me know if this is too loud or too quiet or what. Am I clipping? I don't effing know. I'm doing it on the main channel this time because I'm starting to come to some conclusions here. Got a copyright strike on Orion. So annoyed. So annoyed. Why? Remember that King of the Kickboxers video? I had the big hullabaloo with the golden frog over. Well, we cleared it up. I talked to them. They were fine with it. And then all of a sudden one day I have another one on there. I didn't even notice for like 5 days. Or like, take this down tomorrow. So I email the copyright holder who's got a different email for some reason. And they didn't respond to me at all. So they struck the video. They took it down. And yeah. Ooh. One sec. I got to get chat going here. So now I'm SOL. I got the strike. I don't gonna get 2 more. I was just thinking, I don't know, I like doing that. I like doing the channel, but it's like it shouldn't be this hard to do that. Because it's only a 2,000 view video. It's not a big video, but if it were, so I'm guessing I have to, yeah, they don't want us to like it, which is so annoying. So I guess my plan now is, why does this feel squirrely? Hold up a sec. No, that's about right. I saw Dante coming in too, which is nice. Maybe it's just because I haven't played it in a while. That's probably it. All right, let me take a look around. You know what I wanted to do, actually? I was thinking, oh, I could work on this, I could work on this. I'm like, no, you know what I should be doing? I should be taking a look around, see what's available, see what's out there. While I'm at it, let's quickly clean up the inventory a bit here. Because I have a plan for a mega build. It's not a big plan, but it's a plan. Take you. So I want a giant gray obelisk type monstrosity. That's the plan anyway. And in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot of I think if I did the math right, it's going to be about 3 to 5 double chests of stone. By the way, the Discord's open, so feel free if you guys want to chime in. The whole point of these, I guess I should probably explain it. So if you're seeing it on this channel as opposed to the second channel, Digital Ryan, it's because this is what I call like the T-Rex Friday. We kind of get on, catch up, banter, keep it light, keep it fluffy. Mish will sometimes sneak in and talk about his corporate woes. Marty will come in and tell us a great story about somebody who's drinking Windex. It's pretty slick. It's pretty slick. I think you guys will enjoy it. And then I was thinking, why am I not putting it here? I might be spreading myself thin with the multiple channels, so I'm going to keep Orion. I don't know. I'm going to keep Digital Ryan for maybe like standalone videos, but I think for the streaming, I'm just going to strictly do it here. It's not like at this point, it's like, oh my god, he had a Minecraft game on here. I can't listen to his advice. And I'm like, I'm not giving advice. I don't care. Alright, so what I need now is... There we go. Quick setup here. Alright, so that's one. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm gonna go on a little adventure. I'm gonna take some food, and we're gonna plot a course. We're gonna see what else is on here, because I hear there's a whole lot of stuff on here that I've missed. Santiago, I guess, has been just addicted, going to town on it. Molten, I don't even know how to keep up with what he's been doing. Do I need anything else?
Substone.
Hey, I know that guy.
Oh,
That's the Jackman. How's
Hello.
things, sir? What's it like over in Dutchland?
It's kind of cold and dark, but I'm enjoying Dogwalker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was hoping you would. Like I said, I really put effort and work into not just making, oh, what is everybody else doing? Like really just, what is it that I hate about reading? And then just never do any of that. So I don't know if you've caught any of it. Nick advised me that some people are just going to enjoy it on a surface level, and that's fine. Some people are going to catch on to the themes, and that's fine too. So.
Oh yeah, no, I caught a couple of them. Your feelings are stupid, and you should feel stupid for having them.
Oh, dude, that one I didn't even know if I did that.
When the character is talking to himself in the mirror, it's like, oh, I see.
Oh. Yeah, well, that because I needed an antagonist, right? I can't have a no antagonist in this one. The chicks aren't, because they're not the enemy. So I'm like, why don't I make him his own worst enemy? So he's like the... Oh, there's what I'm looking for. He's his own villain
John
to his own
like
story.
Yeah. John's like that. I'm not like John. Like, you really captured the whole Promise Keeper thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know how far you're in yet, so I don't want to spoil anything.
I just got the Sarah chapter.
Oh, so yeah,
Just
you're still
finished
early on. That's good. It's good. Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
It gets some funny... It gets pretty funny later on. Like,
It still is already funny. I don't know, like a dirty t-shirt.
The ending really got to me. I wasn't expecting like a murder suicide at the end. You know?
Exactly, Marty.
Yeah,
Morty!
off guard. Yeah, and I'm not smart enough to pick up on like the little hints and stuff and the themes. You know, at least that's what my wife told me to. Yeah.
Oh, shut up. You're not stupid. Stop pretending you are. Alright, so let's take a look. Look at that. See, this is like my whole goal was to have like a nice, robust spawn area, and then it kind of branches out and everybody has their own little things.
I
So
also
which
have
farm?
a little surprise for you in store.
Uh-oh.
Guardian Farm, an ice track.
Is there a
Slime
historical reference I can make that the last time the Belgians had a surprise for everybody?
No, we mainly kept to ourselves.
The last good one was waffles.
Oh, for crying
They-
out loud.
And then we improved them by making them stroop waffles.
Ooh, there we go.
Somebody
Yeah.
put this stupid log here. Now I gotta deal with these stupid tree people, and I don't know.
Ah, that's me. That's my little surprise.
I know I have to take the resin out of the chummy.
No, the resin is simply a byproduct. You need to do something else for it to be destroyed.
Such a
You,
fuck.
you can't kill him. You need to find it and destroy the log, or else they just.
Yeah, I know.
they
I
just
got
keep-
the log here. I'm right now. I'm just taking resin off of it because I'm like, why not?
Okay,
So I'm
that's
farming
fine.
resin, and that's the bottom one, I think. So if I understand it correctly, the way these things work is, you have these haunted logs, and then they put resin onto the normal logs.
Yeah.
And if you don't take out the haunted log, the tree comes out unless you look at them every night. It's kind of annoying, but that's fine. Whatever. At least I got resin.
I know. That's why I put it there to annoy you.
Anyways, let me see what I got here. So we got La Rosa's base.
But there's already a resin farm, so if you need resin, I have plenty.
Oh, that's good. Molten's Nether roof portal. Jeez, yeah, this place has expanded so much since I was like here seriously last. I gotta
Oh yeah,
step
but
up.
they just I expanded a bit further. Like the map at my base is a bit larger as well.
Sounds like you go into your hometown like, geez, I can't believe how it's changed.
You're not joking,
uh,
Marty.
Look at all these foreigners that are in here.
Actually, that was the one
world
thing
you grew
that
up
I didn't see in my hometown. There was because there was nobody. The town was, it's lost 50% of its population since I was there last. So it's
Yeah, it's like
it's a
foreigners
ghost
drive
town.
there and they're like, there's nothing here for us. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah, I haven't put down a banner for Baradur yet, so
Baradur, isn't that the one from Willow?
No, that's
from Lord of the Rings.
I knew Jack would be like, hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
I haven't put down the banner for Baradur yet, so but you can. It's big enough that you more or less can see it on the map.
Oh yeah, I forgot the end portal is way out here. So stacking raid farm, Nether roof, one Savannah village. Oh, look at that. We finally do have an island too. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Even did
There's
the end.
yeah, and I cleaned it up a bit. I removed my. Oh, nee, come on, what's it called again? My obsidian farm. I removed my obsidian farm, but I haven't put the end portal a bit closer to the.
Wait, a warden
put them-
farm? You can mine wardens now?
Oh, you can do it for a while.
I just didn't think there was any value in it. I didn't know they dropped anything. Interesting.
Yeah, wardens drop mainly shulkers. Not shulkers. God damn it.
The skulker? Skulker? whatever?
Skulker. Yeah, they drop skulkers. So if you want to create skulkers, that's why they are used.
There's a lot of
with the
villages, too.
skulkers,
I'm
with
listening.
with the skulkers, you can create everything else from the biome.
All right, I got a plan. I'm going to head west, check out La Rosa's base, and then hit Molten's portal here. Switch back. And I want to check these villages.
There's nothing special to the villages.
Is there no villagers in them yet? Or they're just kind of like whoever's
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
is
No,
there?
no. These are the natural procedural generated villages. I just put them on the map for fun.
All right, then. Maybe take a west. Tropical frog farm. Oh, look at that. You guys are farming everything.
Yeah.
the trucker
was it again?
protest is coming soon to Minecraft.
Extronaut wanted frog lights, and he put various frogs already. He already put in several frogs for the frog light farm, and I wind up taking them. All the 3 frogs are there, and in the nether roof you have the frog light farm.
Wait, a mob head farm? What the? So are you doing this one waiting for natural lightning strikes, or did you have a trident over there to give the light to charge up
No,
the creepers?
you need natural lighting for the trident to work. So the trident won't work without natural lighting. But I have 2 versions. I have the regular version, and then I have another version that uses kind of a switch to also get the piglin head farm to also get piglin heads.
Actually,
But
you know what?
I haven't
All
been
right, I
able
got a
to.
plan. I'm gonna head south with you then, because I gotta see this guardian farm. That's gonna be a trek. All right, so today's adventure. We're gonna head south. We're gonna stop at where is that on the way?
There's there's 2 guardian farms right now. I haven't put the large one yet on the map.
Whereabouts is it?
Yeah, it's go to the nether roof, and then head. You know what? I'll find you. Go to the nether
I'm
roof.
gonna take the long trip because I wanted to take a little scenic tour, but
Okay, fine.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick. I'm gonna take a thing through the south here. This is where my direction sense sucks, so I'm just gonna look. All right, so we just follow the river, cut down, follow the river, cut down. All right, I got a plan. It's time to see if my direction sense has gotten any better over the years. It hasn't, but we could. I should probably bring a bed.
Anyway, I'll give a bit of an expose in the meantime. So there's two guardian forms. The small one that you see on the map is
Yeah.
mainly used for scaffolding and has a pretty low end. It's pretty low on the return end, so low on investment. However, there's a bigger one, but so far the yield is high, about 120,000 pieces per hour.
Right.
But the collection system, as far as I can tell, I thought I
Little
was able
jank.
to. Nah, it isn't necessarily jank, but it needs somebody else on the other side of the portal for it to work properly. But there's still something wonky with it. I haven't been able to. Yeah, using the nether portal in order to load the chunk isn't working properly enough.
Gotcha. Now I gotta figure
So
out.
the-
Somebody's planned something here, and I don't know what yet. Definitely odd. See, that's the part I like. 'Cause there's gonna be a whole bunch of like random stuff everywhere. It's kind of like the adventure. It feels like I'm in 2B2T watching what's his face making videos on the history of the Anarchy server. Nice take food. Yeah, no worries. We're gonna take food. Oh yeah. So for guys in chat, yeah, it's good to see you. I'm mostly chatting with the Rawr Squad guys, Santiago, Jack. I mean, most of them you probably know. Some of them you may not, but we'll learn. Yeah. The only thing I guess it's not annoying. It's kind of the way it was. So you have like a really rough version too, Jack. There's been a lot of like major, I guess, technical changes. So there's going to be like a couple small errors in there, which not Jack, Nick had to do. He was doing a last round of edits, but I wanted to get the author copy like ready so I could check it out like in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I used a typeface called Bembo in there, which I like it, but I don't know, it just doesn't look quite pulpy enough. So I switched it over and the main one back to Adobe Caslon for that.
Mm-hmm.
You probably won't notice a difference. I also switched it to full justification because even though I prefer having it left justified, they don't, which I don't know how that's going to affect the reading experience. So we'll have to see.
I mean, so far it's pretty good. I do find the spacing between the lines is a bit thin.
Oh,
But,
you're rubber banding?
A little bit.
Okay. That's good to know. I think it's mostly fixed. Like with the, that's the one problem I had with Bembo is because the X height is higher than standard, so it makes the spacing look bigger than it is, and then the worry is you have if you guys don't know, banding is when you read a line and then you go to the next line, but you read the same line again.
Yeah.
That's a technical issue you can fix. Because 1113 typeface letting, it should be enough. But yeah, then it made sense. Okay, Bembo needs to be a little more spacious, which means it's probably not the best for like thick copy like books, which is why, Caslon is the standard. The cover, so you have like, it's not even the real cover yet. The full version of the cover is way more colorful. Like, I love it. It looks like, I was talking to Ray, the guy who did the art for me. I want Ralph Bakshi's American Pop. It almost looks like a psychedelic trip. I want that kind of color in there. I want the way Impressionists, like if you're drawing a sunset, it'll be full of like colors that have no business being together, but when you put them together, it actually kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job. Great job. So the final version has that, which is nice. And then mostly it's just going to be a lot of like weird technical changes that nobody would really notice, but I enjoy them.
I mean, like, I hate to be that guy.
Go ahead.
There were a couple of spelling things I noticed, but I'm like, it's still a great book, I mean,
Yeah, those.
I'm not gonna.
Nick fixed those in the next edit. There's actually one more round of edits just after I put that one out, so that's why you guys have like the don't sell copy, and it's just here for my friends part in there.
Mm-hmm. But I like it, like the small imperfections where it's like, yeah, this is human,
It's not AI.
Yeah, no, well, it's the same with music, things like that. That's why Led Zeppelin is still amazing. It's like you hear the errors.
The funniest part was like Nick had a hell of a time doing the last things there because like some of the names of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think in your version, Manjeet and Mandeep, or it's the same girl, but that was a spelling
Yeah,
mistake that
you
got missed in the
changed
last
it. I
round.
noticed that. It's on the same page. First
yeah.
you call her Manjeep, and then the other name. I was like, what? It's the same girl, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
the same
the
girl.
one who got the arranged marriage. Yeah.
That was a technical error, got fixed. Because the reason why is in the original version, there was sisters. There was a Manjeet and a Hardeep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking, I'm like, do I really need a second character for this? Because the one character can fill both roles easy enough. And so, switched it over to the one. Then printed off, got everybody ready, and then not realizing I mixed the names up, so that was good. And then Candace, she's a character. I don't know if you've seen her yet. She pops up a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 spellings of that one because I actually know a Candace in real life, and then Nick knows like the standard spelling, but the one I know has a very weird spelling, so I had to consistency that. It's all fixed now, but it's just funny how, oh, which one am I at? You have that version. It's those little small details that I've probably spent as much time as I did writing the fucking thing, just weeding out over the last month. My girl's so pissed because she'll be sitting there watching TikTok at night, and she's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm laying out the book again. She goes, didn't you just do this all last week? I'm like, yes.
And no, I do not want to see your funny TikTok. Let me work.
Damn. I gotta go look around. I'm taking
No, but
screenshots.
so
as I
far,
go.
it's hella entertaining. There were a couple of times I just literally laughed out loud. It's like, oh,
It's good.
That's
So
fun.
yeah, if you want the better layout of what is everything is available, you can see me. I should be to your, what is it? To your south. I'm to your south.
Yeah, I'll make my way there. I just want to enjoy I'm enjoying the thing. A lot of guys, you and everybody else put a ton of work into this stuff, so I like the idea of just taking
This is
it,
more.
you know?
This is by El Mango, a concrete farm by El Mango for mass production.
Oh, it's his, I know the one. It's, yeah, there it is. The TNT duper to get it going.
Does
Yeah.
that actually dupe the falling blocks too?
No. So what you need to do is the chest where Ryan is
Don't
at
stand
right
there.
now.
Oh.
You need to fill those with concrete powder, and the concrete powder gets dropped by droppers into water stream that falls onto you. You just need to keep on right clicking and keep dropping those concrete powders.
But the
Oh,
end
okay, so
has the farm for mining the concrete. I
Okay,
think
the-
it's still there anyway.
the falling
Yeah,
block
it's
type of
still
duper.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that just
Right. Are you
Yo.
noticing, by the way, that you're getting less traffic this last week? to the
Traffic
YouTube
on
channel?
which platform?
The YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I know. That's the rule of thumb. It's supposed to be January. Nobody is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell if it's true though, because of the book stuff, I've just done so little work on the YouTube channel itself that like it kind of just naturally happened anyway. So
Fair.
yeah, I hate to say it, but with YouTube, I don't really pay attention to the analytics and stats anymore, other than the initial. I like the initial curve when I do a new video, because the Orion channel, it does this thing where it bumps, like it'll level off, and then it'll bump up again and level off, which means to find a new audience, which I always find those interesting. But beyond that, I just don't look anymore. YouTube
Okay.
pays like such shit. I refuse to devote all this time to analytics.
That is true. That is true. Just upload it to Pornhub.
You joke.
That girl who did that, absolute genius. Did you look her up?
No.
So apparently,
I know it because of gunsmiths. They were banning
Yeah, no.
gunsmiths from Vimeo, from YouTube, from all the platforms. So Pornhub is the only place they could go when they wanted to like build a barrel rifling for their gun and stuff. So they're on there. That's how I found out about it.
But this girl,
Wow.
she did like bioengineering videos and tech videos, and she was a looker. I mean, she didn't look bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew how to play the crowd with the cleavage a bit, but like her content was strictly like computer science. And then
Mm.
she dropped the whole like, oh, I'm quitting my PhD to do an OnlyFans. So the news picked that up like, oh, women are quitting college to do an OnlyFans. But then it turned out all her OnlyFans content
It's
was
just more
again
science.
computer science.
What a bait and switch.
I know.
That was a huge bait and switch, and it was
Amen.
hilarious.
Came for tits and got signed. Damn it.
It's bullshit.
I can't factor this.
That's the other thing. So like I didn't know how that Pornhub paid so much better than YouTube for like clicks per thousand. That part was awesome. But the other thing I didn't know until Wine More Please made a thing. He showed me like, oh dude, you got to get an OnlyFans, and I went and checked out the platform. Their community management tools are like the best I've seen. It is amazing. They take all the best parts of like newsletter services like MailChimp and that, you know, where people join, you can walk them through a workflow like, hey, welcome to the channel, automatic email, stuff like that. Like anything you want to do, you can automate it on there, and it makes the project seamless, and you can make sure everybody gets like a due level of like attention. It's got all of that. And it's like the only problem that either of these platforms have is the stigma that you're going to see somebody's like bare arsehole. That's it.
Yep.
Once you can get past that, they're awesome.
Yeah, but Sterling mentioned this back in the day. It only started because of all the women and girls that got on it because of during the COVID time. Like before that, it was already used for by porn stars and regular people.
Yeah. There's a couple AEW wrestlers on there just doing normal content too. It's
Porn stars and regular people. Like porn stars aren't regular people. These people.
You know what I mean.
they're not human, Jack. You know that.
They don't have parents.
They don't have feelings.
And,
How else could they participate in this debauchery?
and the gunsmith
Could have gotten a job at Panda
Sterling mentioned
Express.
it as well. So
Yeah, I don't have a desire to like be a gun guy, but oh man, the gunsmithing videos are actually pretty good to watch. But this is like our new version of I read Playboy for the articles.
I guess.
And I feel like an idiot for saying this, but there was this pawn shop show thing my girl and I went to in the summer, and somebody had the full collection of all the Playboys from the 60s and 70s. They actually had some pretty fun articles. So I got to give them that. They're not as raunchy as like Penthouse, but they were actually fun reads. It was always interesting people doing cool stuff, and I'm like, dang. I could see why everybody was making fun of Trump for being on there. You have to be interesting to survive in the land of centerfolds, right?
Fair.
I don't know why I want ice right now or snow, but yeah, whatever. Let's get back on the mission.
What are you planning on building?
Dude, it's the ugliest thing. There's a bunch of channels I watch that do kind of kooky stuff like Emperor Lemon does. And the one was talking about megaphobia, I think it was, the fear of large things.
Ooh.
And so I thought this idea of like a giant tuning fork shaped obelisk.
In
Like
other words,
all the way up.
Ryan has a new obsession with phallic objects.
Gigantic.
Well, it's got a bit of a crook to it.
Well, he is a writer. Hey.
I don't even know what that one means, but I'll take that as a Aaron Clary gay joke, whatever.
Yes.
The pen and the pencil. The pen and the pencil.
Oh yeah, pens, dude. I don't know how people used fountain pens. I still have my Sheffer, like all the signatures and the writing I did in there, Jack, is from a pen called a Sheffer 300. The thing weighs about half a pound, so it's heavy as shit. It's like the workhorse of fountain pens.
Nice.
Mm.
And just the pain in the ass of always keeping the ink in it, keeping the flow going good, and getting through. Like it's not an easy.
Yeah.
It's not an easy go.
All those YouTube videos make it look so satisfying to write, but then you try and do it, and it's like, this
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh, it sucks so bad. That's why I switched over to. I found these like drawing pens. They use them in Japanese manga. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they have
Yeah.
you know the thicknesses that most pens are like 0.2 microns or whatever. These ones are like 0.035. They're razor thin, and it's just awesome. I'm like, damn it! Why do the Japanese? I guess this is the one they use for the initial penning. If they don't using a brush, they're using this pen for manga. And I was like, oh, dude, it's awesome. They're my favorite right now. Anytime I have to write anything down, I try to use them.
Japanese at it again.
I know. They're so good.
But isn't it also like with those fountain pens, the amount of pressure you put on them so the legs split
To
enough,
an
but not-
extent. Your
Yeah,
nib size also matters. I have a fairly thick nib size too, so. But if you put too much pressure, the gap spreads too far, and then you lose the flow. So you have to have like a really delicate hand. And the old ones, oh dude, the old ones are set up so you can only move down and to the left. That's why I don't know if you ever took calligraphy class in school,
No.
but there was a specific way you had to design the characters, and the reason why is because if you tried to like move the pen backwards or to the right or whatever, it would just like cut the page, scratch it right up. So if you have old nibs, they're like razor sharp and they'll screw up your writing like that. So
Oh yeah, that I remember. It wasn't the first. It happened many times that I cut through the page. I was like, God damn it.
yeah, Zoomers will never know the pain. I have to sign my name in calligraphy and I'm ripping up my paper. They're like, what is paper?
But isn't that still, I don't know who's on top of Japanese culture, but isn't that still one of those necessary classes in Japan because of how they write?
Oh,
calligraphy?
Japan, yeah. China, I think less so. I know they made that simplifies Chinese, and so I don't think they worry about it anymore. But as far as I can tell now, the only thing that the Chinese are doing now is making fun of all the Americans that show up on Redbook.
Red
Oh
Book.
god, I hate that thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
assume everyone is just like spreading propaganda that mentions it.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
they
wondering,
love
too.
new American audiences.
Well, like, do you guys know what I'm talking about or no? I know the
No,
audience
I have
doesn't,
no
so I'm gonna. All right,
I have
thank
no
you. I
idea
need the
what
tee
it
up. So what's happening is America is going to ban TikTok. I don't know. They keep saying they're going to ban it, then they extend the ban, and they don't. I think they're just trying to sell it to an American company and make money. That's my guess. But so the big propaganda, like it's a rumor. I have no idea if it's true, but like Dave said, they're moving to this actual app made for mainland China called Red App or Red Book, which is a reference to Chairman Mao's little Red Book. And I guess all the Chinese people are just talking about how stupid Americans are. Like this one guy was bitching about there's two genders. Are you people stupid? Stop being sluts on here. Stop trying to make the kids gay. Like shut up.
Yep.
And it's just stuff like that, which I find it funny, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
My girl watching that. Oh my God, they've canceled TikTok. She's watching that on TikTok, and I'm like, did they though?
The irony.
I know, and people are like, oh my God, they banned it. It's like, you're on it. Yeah, but they banned it. It's like there's this weird disconnect between language and understanding and now, and I don't like it. It scares me.
There's how do I phrase this politely?
Do
I'll
it
tell
in
you
Dutch.
tomorrow. Oh yeah, then I can
So
get away with it.
Yeah, we can
I'll just
understand
let
it, but it
somebody
still makes no
translate
sense.
it later on. No, there's a particular group of people on Red Note, and they're experiencing the diversity acceptance of China. I'll keep it at that.
Diversity accept what the fuck?
They're getting
Well,
the full
the-
90s bullies experience. That's awesome.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's hilarious.
Melanie Mack would be proud.
Oh no, it's not even that. The Chinese keep replying like, "Get away from my wallet! Get away from my wallet!" It's
That's almost
amazing.
like TikTok in Canada. Oh my God. Canada is given, they have no more fucks to give on social media.
And what
if
was
you-
it? You've got a dog TikTok, and the first comment is they have to go back.
Yeah. Well, it's not, that's the tame stuff that I can talk about. Oh, there's the amount of Durka comments in there is just insane. It's hilarious. There's a guy who just takes our mayor, Olivia Chow, and he just does like the stereotypical, like that Chinese accent that you're not allowed to do anymore. And all he does is just redo her press conferences with that impersonation, and it's just so funny. And you're like, how have these people not been banned?
I was talking to Ginger yesterday, and she told me like, even though Trudeau is resigning, Canada is getting worse. It's like, holy shit! And
Yeah.
you even said that.
Well,
Like, how?
I don't know how he does it. Like, there's no way he's not, like, even if he's stupid, you'd have to think he accidentally does something right once or twice, but it's just 100% of the time, every decision. So what's happening now is he's doing what they did back in the Mulrooney years and actually Trudeau Senior too, where they're super unpopular And the one theory was during his last election, because he realized that nobody liked him, I guess his dad did the same thing and just started screwing over the country as like a petulant child. Like, if you don't like me, I'll show you. And then apparently did the same policies, like inflationary stuff, all that, whatever. So what he's doing now is everybody's like, just resign. If you or call an election, we'll do the thing. We can go Trump, because he's doing that 25% tariffs because we are letting a lot of crime and immigrants through the border. Like, Indian people are sneaking across the border to America right now. They're like, dude, no, fix this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Trudeau's like, no, you're a racist. And so he's like, fine, 25% tariffs then.
Bye.
And he's like, and he's right. That's the worst part. He's right. Like, America does not need our oil at all. He doesn't need anything from us. They can be self-sufficient. In fact, it's almost better for them if they do. So it's almost like they're doing it for us as a favor. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and have you guys threaten me. So what he decided to do now is, all right, fine, then I'm going to retire. He's like, I'm not going to resign today. I'm going to let the Liberals run for get a new leader of the Liberal Party first. Because technically the party, what they could do is just say, have an internal election, vote somebody new, and then he becomes the prime minister. It could happen like overnight, but they don't, because they're spineless and weaklings. And Trudeau changed the rules of his, because it's like a private party. It's not public. They changed the rules so only the president of the Liberal Party could do that, and he made himself the president of the Liberal Party. So he's the only one that can tell himself to quit. So he's running an election now, which is really just a fundraiser. Everybody has to pay $350,000 to nominate somebody to run for the party leader. And so a whole bunch of people are doing it. And there's an Indian guy that doesn't even speak English, can't speak French. He wants to run the Liberal Party. I hope he wins. It's just... but Freeland, a whole bunch of other people. The one guy though that he clearly wants to win, and he's going to win, is this guy called Mark Carney, which he looks like somebody's night. He looks like Mr. Rogers with gray hair, and everybody's like, oh wow, he used to run the Bank of England, and oh, he used to run the Bank of Canada. So he's like literally the head of the central banker cartel, like a lizard person. Oh. And everybody's like, oh, it sounds like he's very responsible and he'll fix the economy. And then what everybody's finding out now is all of Trudeau's stuff that he did that screwed over the country, they were all like, he was the Emperor Palpatine to Darth Vader, if that makes sense. Yes. He's a Star Wars reference, so you follow it. Yeah, so it's absolutely horrific. And the more I find out, the more depressed I get, because did you know Canada has no gold reserves? We're the only developed country on earth that has a no gold policy. He sold Carney when he was Bank of Canada's president, sold it all in like 2024. So we have zero. Which
doesn't make any sense. Why?
I know. It's like, well, what happens then if our economy kind of tanks? We have nothing to hedge it from. And then the problem is we were in such a massive deficit, yet we sold like a couple hundred tons of gold or however much we had. Why are we in still that much of a deficit? I'm realizing that just means, oh my God, our deficit was like 20 times worse than what we thought it was. We just sold all of our gold so it didn't look so bad.
Damn.
Now he's all on American TV, Jon Stewart and that, and he hasn't gone to any, and Canada, he's like arresting conservative reporters. Like they go to his thing, they're part of like the official thing, they got all the paperwork. He just gets cops to arrest him for showing up. I was like, Jesus Christ. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is, unless there's some other plan, is the same thing that Kim Campbell had back in the early 90s before Chrétien took over. He's going to get to be prime minister when he wins the leadership race, if Trudeau resigns, which he might not, but he could. And then he has until October to do whatever the fuck he wants. Then they're going to call an election. And everybody that's like been screwing over the economy on the Liberal Party, like none of them are running for re-election. So they're all like, I don't give a fuck. They got their pensions, they're fine. And so it's like a whole bunch of people that aren't coming back, get to do whatever they want to for 6 months. And I'm like, I don't know what they got planned, but it can't be good.
Nope.
And then after that, my assumption is they're going to make things so bad that when the Conservatives take over, they're going to get blamed for it because, you took over 6 months ago. Why isn't the $1.5 trillion of debt fixed? It's going to take time.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like one hell of a ride.
$1 trillion Call me back when you have 30 trillion.
Okay, well, keep in mind the trillion was just from like last year, and we have a tenth of the population of America. So whatever we do, to put it in context, just multiply it by 10. So we did we basically did a Iraq War 2.0 debt, housing crisis debt thing, but we didn't have anything. We didn't have a war, no COVID, no housing crisis. We just decided to have it.
Hey, you didn't even have Abu Ghraib with like naked soldiers like in the pyramid.
No, not a single event. We just spent money like somebody's shitty wife.
Good lord.
Man, there must be Canada must have so many great works of art or great infrastructure or really good medical system, right?
Oh yes, Emily Carr and Farley Mowat. They'll be the ones to take us out of this with our culture.
You better get that pipeline going, that Keystone.
Oh, that's right. I guess you guys would have followed that. Oh man. You got to remember too. So I actually have to find it. It's an essay I wanted to write. It's something I have back in the old days where somebody was showing the way Canada, like the East Coast, really does hate the West Coast. They really do. They think of them as the classic Laurentian elite. Think of them as a colony that exists to just extract natural resources and help the bankers in Canada make money. And that's why Alberta has this like real big movement for secession. And they're basically paying for Quebec to ruin the country because of this federal transfer payment system. So it's literally like national welfare queen stuff.
Damn.
And the fact that our governor, I guess premier, but governor, is meeting with Trump directly because like the federal government just didn't do anything. They're like, yeah, we got to work on these tariffs. But then they're trying to use Alberta oil to threaten America. But the premier, she's like, hey, just so you know, like if you do that, and she showed the pipeline, it'll actually screw you guys over. Like the pipeline goes from Alberta down to the States, and then you guys have refinery services there, and then the oil gets sent back up and used for Ontario and Quebec. So if they ban oil from going to the States, which they technically can't do, but they'll try, it would just really just ruin the economy even further. I don't know. I kind of miss the days where just Florida man on meth was the worst thing that could happen. I kind of wish we had a Florida man and not this.
Hey, you should try Florida man with bath salts, eating faces. That's peak Florida.
Dude, I would hire that guy to eat. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that. That's,
This is the main channel, Ryan. This is the main channel.
It's the main channel.
You're
I
on
don't
the
think
main
anybody
channel?
should eat the Prime Minister's face. I'm going to be on record as saying that right now. I think that's a horrible thing, and it shouldn't happen.
Just the scalp is good enough.
Am I going to do
didn't
GTA
know.
6? Dude, I haven't played GTA since GTA 2, maybe 3. I played a little bit of the first... Oh, no, the Miami one. I played a bit of the Miami one, which is that 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Yeah, Vice City.
But I remember my favorite one was the old GTA 2. Do you even remember this one? Have you played it, Dave?
The top-down one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I played it a bit.
Yeah, it was like cheeky, the humor. It kind of reminded me of the old Sierra games where like the inside jokes are mainly for adults, but they're not just crude for the sake of being crude.
No donation, no salvation.
When,
That's not that safe point.
when Toronto kind of turned into GTA 5, like that was, you just gave up, since it was in real life.
Dude, they just the fact that people are just grabbing people, pulling them out of their car, and that's a movie.
It is.
Last time I saw, I'm confiscating your car. I gotta chase that. Like what?
And then all the car theft. I mean, you can't even like leave your car parked in your driveway lot. They're gonna figure out a way to get it and send it to Africa or wherever they're doing it.
Actually, funny enough, all the expensive ones are taken to Saudi Arabia in the Middle East. So Misha's new Toyota or whatever he owns, it's probably come from some
stolen.
poor bastard in Pickering.
Oh no, poor guy.
Yeah, hope it was worth
Not
it,
worth
sir.
Funny if Misha's some criminal mastermind, international car theft ring guy.
Yeah,
I can picture that.
what's the Farsi word for a fence? Bought it from a fence. Dude, I hate that stupid new, like, hey, just so you know, you can punch a tree. Like, thanks, Minecraft. That hasn't been,
Oh yeah,
like,
the tutorials.
Is there an off
What,
button for it?
Did that happen with an update that they just like
Yeah.
enabled it? Wow,
And I don't know
such
where-
a fucking Microsoft thing to do.
I know. At least it's not Clippy telling me.
I'm sure it's like somewhere in accessibility you can turn off the tutorial or some sort of option, but I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know what to do.
Dave,
Hold
did you
down the
post
left button.
Did you post a picture of like all the top leaders of Xbox or Microsoft or whatever? And it was exactly what you'd expect.
Funny enough, I did. Dave should.
I probably should. It's probably what is a bunch of white women and black people.
Yeah, a bunch
No.
of short haircuts and
Oh, was it that? I thought it was a bunch of international students.
oh, it might have been
Elite
you know,
human capital.
They all
Elite
blend
human-
together.
All right, somewhere
About
around here is the
1%.
damn. Or is this the one?
What
Oh,
are
that
you
is
looking
one.
for?
The Guardian Farm. I thought I had the right path, but I think I'm lost.
I'm there right
How's
now.
my cotton farm? Is my cotton
Uh,
farm doing good? Are my slaves working it like they should?
Marty, you can't even. This tutorial is for you because you need it. Don't tell me about your farm. You don't even know how to. How do you build a hoe? Do you even know the recipe? I didn't think so.
Sure.
Ryan, I'm gonna send you the coordinates. I'm there right now.
Thank you. Oh, a town.
I should have made a hoe handle out of a hickory limb and had the old hoe part. But yeah, I've done it in or L, whatever you kids say.
Oh boy, I'm a little ways away. Is that the big one or the little one that was south?
The little one. I'm there right now. I was looking for my banners, but they're gone for whatever reason.
Okay, I went a
Bears?
lot farther than I thought I should have.
Banners. My
No
banner.
banners. There's
Just have to make a new one.
I did see a tweet this morning, and there was a video of like just people pulling cotton out, and the guy was like, "This is so satisfying and simple." It's like I could understand why people would do it for free.
Marty, have you seen that video of the most racist field trip ever?
Do not believe I have any video of my field trips from when I was younger.
Oh,
I was
it's
just
the
about to say.
yeah, it's
Marty's
the funniest
great
video
field
ever.
trip.
Yeah, it was about this black guy talking to his friends. They're like, tell him the story. It's the most racist field trip ever. So I guess he was like 10 or something like that, and then got his mom to sign a waiver to send him there. She didn't think anything of it. They took him to like Montgomery, Alabama, and they took him into like a cotton field. And then like for the kids, like, hey, you can join in. Why don't you guys just, pick some cotton and do whatever? And he goes, oh, that's cool. It's like kids joining in. And then he was like a badass. So he's like, they had to give the cotton back. He's like, hell with that. And he shoved it in his pocket. And his mom was washing his laundry the next day. She's like, where in the hell did you get this unprocessed raw cotton? And he goes, oh, they took us to the cotton fields. They had us picking cotton all day and singing songs. And I guess the mom went to the school just fucking pissed. She was young. I can't even look at that bitch. He's like, I got 3 days off of school. She couldn't even go in there without fighting her. It's like, wait. And how does she word it? She's like, you're taking all these ashen little nigglets into the cotton fields in the summer heat, picking cotton. You have no soul, woman. And it was just the funniest thing you've ever heard. Oh. I would just love the fact that they were like singing songs while they're out there picking.
I am working on the railroad all the live long day.
Oh, I think that's
Looney
for
Tunes, man.
Asians. Dude, why am I so far off?
Looney Tunes did not give an F back in the day.
One
That's
little,
true.
2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little
It's
Indians.
only Indians.
That's racist in
7, 8.
Canada, sir.
Oh.
7, 8, 9, 9 little Indians. Oh wait, that one doesn't count. It's a half-breed.
that
Steam
was
changed.
such a
Oh wait,
way
what is
to
this? Not much games for Linux. Yeah, I think Linux changed it, so now they have, or Steam changed it, so now they have a Linux package that does Windows programs. And I don't even think it has much of a performance lag around it. But you probably, just being out with Linux, you probably have to program your own fucking graphics card driver.
Is Dave still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. What?
Yeah.
Dave, did you see what's happening? What's happening with Silksong?
No, did they actually announce anything?
Okay, so one of the developers is trolling. He
Okay.
changed his profile photo to a chocolate cake, and he said, "Big announcement tomorrow. Be sure to keep your eyes closed." And people were reverse searching that image, and they found a chocolate cake recipe which has the date April 12 in it. So everybody is like hyped now, where it's like, okay, we're finally getting Silksong for the Switch 2. But nothing has been certain. Nothing has been confirmed yet. But
Interesting.
Definitely. That's some cicada. What's that game? Do you remember the thing? The Cicada 3301? That's like a 3301 level puzzle they got going on. Pretty good for Switch releases.
Yeah, I'm surprised they'd have all that figured out.
Little fancy dancy encryption. Reverse image search. Search the CRC check. You'll find it.
That'd be funny if it didn't mean anything though. Like,
It's just trolling autists.
it's like, oh yeah, that didn't mean anything. Sorry.
Well, that was the one thing I missed. I remember it didn't happen often, and it was a 90s thing. Back in my day. Back before there was an internet, and when they would leave, like, clues for things and little mysteries, and it had, like, real-life answers. Like, you'd have to go... Somebody would have to find something in a telephone pole in your town. Like, we had that in our small town. There was a golden skull that somebody had hid somewhere in the mountains by our town, and there was this giant map, and it was cordoned off into grids. And then every year, one of the grids would get, like, it's not here, and they'd cross it off. So it was like a 20-year quest to find where on this whole mountain to hit a golden skull. Like, with the internet, that would have not been nearly as fun to see. But yeah, my whole childhood was just... I don't even know if they've ever found it to this day. Somewhere out there might be a golden skull. Somewhere in the interior
This is a true
of BC.
story.
Yeah.
You have an Indiana Jones skull at your hometown?
Somebody set one there, and if you get the skull, I don't remember if the skull was worth a lot because it was solid gold, or if it's a symbol and then you win like a lottery thing. That I can't remember. It's been too long, but yeah, there's this big quest for it, and they had a whole bunch of prospectors in that trying to find it. They never did find it, as far as I can tell.
Sounds like Mr. Beast's great grandpa.
Yeah,
What?
it's probably equally as racist though.
Sure. Transphobic.
Oh, yeah, Brian in there. Matt Walsh is the lumber. Yeah, Matt Walsh. Dude, I feel so glad that we got onto the F. Matt Walsh train as early as we did. I feel like the
Trendsetter.
first group of people that liked Arcade Fire before they made it big.
That's right.
Who'd have thunk the guy who shows off the F trophies for Cloud is like, dude, you know what we need? More H1B workers. You guys need to work at Panda Express, you entitled little brats. And I was like, oh boy.
Straps, guys.
Yeah, we liked Arcade Fire before the suburbs, you losers.
Yeah, the
dude, have you
losers.
seen what Elon is doing now? Jesus Christ. The whole leaking of DMs with Asmongold. It's like, really?
Uh-oh.
What is that? I don't get it. Was that... So, like, here, help me out, because this is the little bit that I know. I think I know.
Dave, you got the
Asmongold
floor.
and Moist Critical gave Sam Hyde some money to do that video he did about the H-1B visas and Musk. And he gave a bunch of shout-outs to him, and it was like this little thing. And then Elon had his social media team running his account, which there was a couple Indian guys on there, which is why all of a sudden they started shitting on people for being against H-1Bs. Then I guess he got back from his Mar-a-Lago vacation with his Eyes Wide Shut party with Trump. Found out they were doing that. Supposedly just fired those guys that were like screwing with his social media account because Trump was getting mad. And then Asmongold was like taking some pot shots at him for his duping Diablo 4. Like, I guess he didn't actually get to be top 4th player. He just bought the account that did it for him, which is a huge faux pas. And so now he's like nuking his Twitter account over like releasing those details. And that's as far as I know. Like, how am I close to all this, or did I miss some details?
As far as I know, with stuff with Asmongold and Elon Musk is, yeah, Asmongold said that basically he doesn't think Elon Musk leveled his character, because there's a Path of Exile 2 stream where Elon Musk definitely doesn't seem like he actually knew what like any of his gear was, or, you know, he's like leaving really expensive items on the ground, like stuff that anybody that actually played the game for as long as he's supposed to play would know. So it was really obvious that he didn't get to that level. I mean, and it's already like you had to play a lot to get to where Elon Musk was, like especially in hardcore where like you die permanently.
Yeah.
So it's
So there's no
It's
charitable
30 minutes.
explanation.
there really
30 minutes
isn't.
a day.
The only
that's-
the only people that are defending him were like people. Oh, he was just distracted. Like that's
Just Ian
ridiculous.
Miles Chong, who's
Yeah.
I will suck anything out of that butthole, sir. Lay it on me.
Yep, just as hardcore sycophant. So as goes like, there's no way he leveled that character, and there's no way he like leveled his D4 character too. A lot of people are suspecting that. I'm not sure if anyone's like saying like he didn't, beat those records with his character, but they're just like clearly, it's pretty clear that he didn't level any of his characters. He just gets them boosted and then plays them.
I think it's funny now he's doing like Hulk Hogan level lying on his brand.
Yeah. It's like Asmund Cold's not a maverick. He's not his own man. Like here's this DMs where his editors, like he runs stuff through his editors who take his clips and post on YouTube.
Dude, I always hate those DMs because I always forget which side is like the speaker and which one's the receiver of the DMs. So I always
Yeah.
forget which character is which. That's why I hope they call each other by name. That's my boomer tell.
Exactly. Like,
Which one's the blue text? Which one's the green?
It's like, I know that's when I'm speaking it's blue, but it's two different parties now, so
Yeah, it throws me off.
confusing me.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Hogan, oh man, you're a wrestling guy, aren't you, Dave? Like a little bit.
Yeah, I watch a little bit. I'm not modern stuff though.
Did you hear Hogan got booed out of the stage?
In LA, yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's
heard
his,
about
like, LA. I think is his home turf too, which is even funnier.
Oh, no.
It used to
Bret
be.
Hart's
I mean, like,
revenge is complete
yeah.
Why did he get booed?
because
mean,
everybody
wh-
knows he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's a difference. Of people saying like the LA crowd's more liberal and he supported Trump. I mean, he's got plenty of dirt on him. Like especially with the internet now, it's
Oh yeah,
popular
the
among
sex
like,
tape,
well, yeah, sex tape, and just
the
popular
R-bomb,
among.
the N bombs.
If you're like a wrestling nerd, like all like wrestling, podcasts and like videos, like oh here's Hogan's 10 worst lies, or like he's talking about he was like scouted for the I think the Red Sox, or like Metallica wanted to play with him, or he worked like at one point he was saying like he worked more than 365 days in a year because
Oh, the
he
international
traveled
time zone.
across the international time zone.
Oh, God.
the craziest shit.
That's funny. The funny
Or
thing
like-
too, I watched his Japanese match. I didn't know he actually had technical wrestling talent.
Yeah, he actually tried in that
Yeah.
when he was over there. There's like stories like the Undertaker telling the story of like how he was pretending that Hogan or Undertaker broke his neck or hurt his neck with the tombstone pile driver, and then
Yeah.
you see the video comes out later where he's not even close to the ground. There's like nothing there, so like he was clearly trying to protect himself, and there's obviously stories about him trying to protect his spot, and that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, fucked over Bret Hart. Although who didn't? That's the part
Yeah.
that kills me, man. For as good as Bret Hart was, it's amazing how like loyal he was to the company when everybody just took a piece out of his ass every chance they got. Like, dude, how are you not bitter and angry about this? Like, Vince basically killed his brother.
Yeah.
Crippled him, or not him, but what's his face? Goldberg. Crippled him with his
Yeah.
stupid kick. But Vince put him in there knowing he didn't know what he was doing.
No, I mean,
Oh,
well,
no.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Wait, it wasn't Vince that put him up Goldberg. That was WCW.
Oh, was that WCW? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he hates Bischoff too, though. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
I think, but that's the thing though. His problem with Bischoff isn't all of this like negligence. He doesn't know how to run a fucking wrestling match. What's he doing? He doesn't know arcs. He's an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, that was everyone's complaint with WCW.
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved too. Everybody's story was, yeah, they don't know what they're doing, but they're paying really well, so like I'll play along, whatever.
And Hulk Hogan has some creative control in his contract right over there, so he can do whatever he wants.
Or what was the other one where Brett he knew Hogan's contract or whatever he was getting paid, and as a matter of principle, he wanted I want $1 more than Hogan. And that became like a big deal. I was laughing so hard at that story.
It's good stuff. But yeah, and it just came out there to advertise this beer, and like the Netflix special. So like, why are people, it's like here's an advertisement, brother. Like, oh yeah, they're gonna cheer for that.
Such a cheap ad too, like beer, the right-wing beer stuff. He could have done
real
so
American
many.
beer.
Yeah. At least Wayne Gretzky did like Ford trucks. Or maybe some kind of wrestling thing. I don't know, whatever. Maybe he made his own gold belts. All right, somewhere around here. Where was it? 724, 2800.
Minus 724.
Hulk Hogan's a good guy. I mean, he helped take care of his friend's wife for him.
I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about his surf shop, or that one that's in Florida. So he's got that going for him.
Look, if I had a daughter, there's a certain group I wouldn't let them date.
Oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, that controversy.
But I mean, with everything else that's going on, that's kind of like, eh.
People are forgotten about that. It's like, oh well.
Yeah, there's been so much worse. I think that's all right. There's worse than racism. Yeah, you would be surprised when it comes to the Hulkster. Bothers me too. Because like I was a Hulkamaniac growing up. I don't know. Never meet your heroes, I guess, or never meet their podcaster.
Ryan, currently the mob switch is on, by the way, so it won't work.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to get up there. I'm assuming there's a nether portal up there.
No, go underneath. Just go underneath.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, don't.
I know.
You'll be stuck. Yeah, I'm using Elytra all the time, so you won't be able to get up there.
Wow, not handicap accessible. That's a violation.
Do I have? Oh, I do have a sub-touch.
Already a caste system here in the on the server between
Typical.
Elytra havers and non-Elytra havers.
All because of that stupid double creeper attack 6 months ago. Dude, that pissed me off so much. Literally 2 creepers timed perfectly, one to kill me and then one to blow up all my stuff. I'm so angry.
Perfectly timed.
In like the middle of nowhere too, so it wasn't even like, oh, I can't even look at her. It's the most racist field trip ever. Okay. You guys don't mind if I just pilfer this? Because I figured I wanted some,
Yeah, I missed the most racist field trip, but I think I've heard it before. I'm pretty sure they just had them picking cotton, right?
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. It's really funny. The way he tells the story really sells it, though. Like, I kind of screwed it up like somebody telling a Bill Burr joke.
What's funny is that happened, like, in real life here where I'm from. Like, it happened for, like, 20 years, though.
Oh.
There's an ag teacher for a high school, and he had, like, a farm that was only, like, a few miles from the school. And so he would take kids to his farm, teaching them ag, and he just had them out there, like, doing his work for him. Like 20 years worth of like poor little kids and brown kids and hoeing his field and picking his cotton or whatever else he did.
Do you guys do the same thing we do here, where prisoners have to sometimes have to do a bunch of labor, like picking up stuff?
Yeah,
off
they
the
do.
street?
They still do like chain. Well, you used to actually see the chains, I think, years ago. Chain gangs. They don't do that anymore. They just have the deputy sheriff in the truck with a shotgun now, and they pick up garbage by the road. Stuff like that.
I just thought it'd be funny if they put them to work on the cotton farms with like
Oh,
the no
God.
prisoner makeup. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm so like cynical and jaded now, but like these absurdist things just make me laugh so hard.
Dude, that'd be the best commercial. Just have a bunch of prisoners out picking cotton and be like, "Hey, do you want to be our slaves? Just go ahead, commit your crimes. You can be here too."
Biggest anti-crime thing ever.
But Ryan, if you want to visit the trial chamber to the south, there's another portal, and there's a mine cart that leads to a trial chamber there.
Oh, I'm definitely not ready for a trial chamber.
No, but no, I haven't put all forms. No, it's safe. It should be safe. I think I've blocked all the trials.
Oh, what I mean is I just
forms.
don't know anything about it yet. I haven't looked it up. I'm trying. To be fair, I kind of like older versions. I'm finding the new versions, they're just making too much, and so it's like I have to pick and choose how much of the game I want to get involved in, and I think I'm gonna, like, I'm trying now to not have mending, which is like, that's the versions I kind of remember from the old 360, where you had to constantly be mining a little bit because your tools would only get maybe 3 repairs before they kind of blow up.
Yeah, 3 repairs.
And I found it just more fun. It felt less technical because something I was realizing when Dave and I were doing in the last season, all those big mega builds, was that it felt more like a job and less like the fun. So I'm trying to see if it's just a case of me, you know, go back and play it the way it was back in 1.12 or whatever version that was.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm heading out. Enjoy your weekend.
Later, Jack.
Yeah, Guten something.
Goeiedag.
Guten Morgen, Morgen.
Also, maybe for Paul Potato. Paul Potato, considering you said last week you were thinking about getting back on the Discord server, you have in the general section there's a tab with Minosphere connections. Put in @RyanStone and then your Minecraft. Oh, what's it called again?
Your
Minecraft.
user ID. He knows that. Yeah, and then I'll whitelist you, and then you're in. It'll have all the connection stuff in there too.
Also, for the IP address, you need to look in the pinned messages, and the most recent IP address on there is the right one. The old one is still on there, so you need to look for the most recent date.
And then so far, like, Santiago's done some great work. Like, I got started on the map, but he's taken it to a whole nother level. So we have like a full world map at the, it's near spawn. It's just south of spawn chunks. Feel free to make a copy of that. I think you just put that and a piece of paper into a table, cartography table.
You need to put in a map.
Okay, map in one.
The paper is when you want to zoom out.
That's the one. Thank you very much. Because let's face it, Paul, that's probably one of my favorite videos I've ever made for the gaming channel was the one where you made me the mystery of the 4 R's or whatever. That whole Indiana Jones temple, the Tate stuff.
Cool.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure at all, Paul, for you to do that again. No, actually, you have to, or we're going to kick you out.
Yeah,
worries,
well,
Morty.
Dave's got to build a giant Warhammer figure first, and he gets to put the puzzles inside of it. That's the plan.
I think the second best video was Dave's MLD, like, giant sky, whatever that was.
Oh, yeah.
MLD head.
And you made it right at the end of the nether portal, so as I come in, all I see is that big picture of John in his bathrobe. Oh, that video was good.
That's good.
I do think there's a unearned, like, there's definitely a potential for just making fun of the manosphere with fucking Minecraft.
Of course.
By the way,
Ready for the taking.
I looked into for the online map.
Yeah.
I've looked into it, and currently 1.21.4 still isn't.
Dynamap's still not updated yet.
Yeah, it's only 1.21.3 is a recent one, and you need to find it on GitHub or something.
Yeah. No, it hasn't changed. Yeah, I know how to get it in there. I feel bad because apparently the Apex server, the hosts, actually have some automated ways of getting a lot of this stuff done, but I just go in there manually with an FTP server. Because, like, I haven't been on an FTP server since, like, 2002, so I'm like, oh, it's been so much fun.
Typical Ryan.
Yeah.
You're getting old. You're getting old, man. If you're like one of those guys who wants to. No. I like the old ways better.
Well, it's not that I
I'm
like them
just
better.
thinking about
It's the same reason that people play, like, Nintendo games. They're just, I don't know, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm writing another book now because, you know, fuck, why not? And there's this Double Duty magazine that wants short stories, so I'm taking the first chapter of it, throwing an ending on it, and adding and sending it to them. But it's like a cyberpunk book now, and I was talking about it a bit on Twitter. I think you guys, if you're ever into that genre, I think you'll like it because I liked Neuromancer, and I liked a lot of the cyberpunk genre stuff, but the part I didn't like about Neuromancer is it felt like almost an alternate history when they're talking about the future. And I'm like, what we have now is so much worse than what they were talking about in Neuromancer. So I could just take Canadian law, American politics, like Indian corporate culture, and Chinese freedoms and like put them together. And all I have to do is just take the things, the laws and the culture as it is now, add 20% to the over the topness of it, and it's like dystopic as hell.
Wow.
Like the main character, self-defense is illegal, by the way. You're not allowed to defend yourself. Kids have to, they don't get a gender until they're 5, and then they get to pick for themselves. So every baby is put on hormone therapy. And the idea then is it gives that, like, the women end up getting really big, manly hands because of it, and the guys end up getting really frail bones. So as like a racist slur, they're just called soft bones. And they remove all the freckles from your skin because they want just like perfect smooth skin. So there's stuff like that, or when the guy has to open the door just to go home, everything's automated. So he taps his phone onto the thing, and then he has to watch a 30-second ad before he's allowed in his house. So like everything is like high tech, but just makes your life just harder. His work monitors, and his work monitors his stuff. So if he accidentally says something misogynist, he can get fired or arrested from it. The cops use AI to track stuff. So if your phone is on airplane mode, you can essentially get away with crime because they don't know how to find you unless the AI tells them how to. Like, it's a bunch of stuff like this, but. And then the short story is about a guy like deciding whether he's going to be a father or a deadbeat dad. But he doesn't get to be a father anyway. He has basically a fatherhood certificate that the wife has to renew every 5 years, or he loses all fatherhood things and has to pay alimony.
Oh God.
I know, but it's funny because it's like this stuff kind of is there already. It's not quite so formalized.
Yeah. I love that how like tech is supposed to make your life better, but it's like it does the opposite in some cases. Yeah.
And uppers are illegal. Caffeine, nicotine, all illegal. But like Xanax and Ambien are like fruit juice flavors.
Oh. You should have like where you go to the gas station. You know how they tried to outlaw the big gulp, the giant drink. Like you should have your Ambien dispensers there, like in like your soda flavor, like your slushy.
There is. One of the ads is for like chocolate flavored Ritalin, and Ambien tea is what a lot of the people drink, and it makes their eyes heavy. So everybody's kind of walking around like a zombie.
SSRIs, just everywhere.
Oh yeah, all this kind of stuff. That's kind of like the backdrop. The trick is though, I don't want to be one of those guys that just tells you over like the half the book how great his world building is, because I'm like, that's stupid. You just gotta, how did Nick put it? It says the best way to do it isn't to display but to react. So like the world is there and you just get it because of the way the character's actions are inferred, as opposed to like the just telling the audience, oh, by the way, like all the stuff I told you, like you can't display it like that in the book. It just bores your audience. So I know if it goes well, I'm hoping it goes well. I'm hoping Dogwalker takes off because I'm gonna feel like an idiot if that book fucking bombs, and then I'm sitting here committed to a second book that's also gonna bomb when I could have been writing more Field Report Manosphere stuff, you know? I
mean, who cares? I mean, it's really just, I know it sounds gay, but your artistic outlet. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of, it's for, I mean, it's as much for you as it is for the, you know, readers or the people, you know, it's, I mean, of course it's to make money, but I mean, it's more than just making money. I mean, right?
Yeah, well, yes and no, because I see a lot of guys on Substack who are like, they're treating it like their therapist and it's their outlet and all this. And the one thing they all have in common is they write like shit and nobody buys their stuff. So I kind of find, like, I know the whole do it for yourself, don't do it to pander to the audience thing, but at the same time, they are a pretty good metric for if your shit's any good.
Yeah.
Oh, Hamadou, that's the thing. He's like, make self-defense illegal? That's gay. Welcome to Canadian law, sir. It is technically illegal in Canada. It's just not, they don't say it's illegal, but it's illegal to have a weapon on you for self-defense purposes. Even if the weapon is legal, which most aren't. I'm not allowed nunchucks. I'm not allowed a butterfly knife. No concealed carry. Most weapons are either illegal, being made illegal, or under an amnesty, and will be illegal in the next 5 years. They also, to discourage you from defending your property or yourself, they don't have double jeopardy here, so they'll try you and appeal it as many times as possible to get a conviction. So self-defense is functionally illegal. So all I just did was just make it explicit, and it sounds horrific, and that's part of the thing I'm enjoying about this, and I'll probably put it in like a forward or something. It's like, just so you know, this isn't that far into the future. It's kind of just a formalized version of what we have now, and I don't really fuck with the reader.
You just made me think of a video of the thing in prisons. This isn't all prisons, I guess now, But the thing, instead of shanking each other, they made, I think they called them poop glocks.
What the hell?
So a poop block is where you get a bottle, I reckon like a water bottle or a liter bottle. You shove as much human feces and piss in it as you can,
Okay.
and you leave it under your bunk for like, I mean, it could be months at a time. So you've got all your human excrement that
So
like
it's pressurized now.
that pressurized and it is fermented. And so whenever you have a beef with somebody, like you just open it up and blast them with your poop block. And it is pretty horrendous. Like they're talking about when they do it out like in a mess hall, they have to like just shut it down and like bring in a crew to clean it up, and
Damn.
it's a nightmare.
I was thinking if they put like a jabby sharp syringe thing at the end of it too, so when they poke them, it like injects them with the ferment. Oh, that would be that'd be brutal.
Oh god! But yeah, they're talking about the people getting sick from it too. Like if it gets in their mouth and you get all that bacteria. Pretty effective. Yeah, I mean, as Canadians, I would endorse carrying around your poop blocks with you whenever somebody gets you. I couldn't imagine they'd arrest you for defending yourself with a poop block.
I don't even know.
It's like no comment.
I might just take the robbing. Like, here's the car, man.
Just take the beating.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me too. I totally forgot that thing where the Toronto PD told people they're just coming for your car. Leave your keys at the door, and then they won't try to murder your family. As like a, I don't know how yet, but I want to fit something like that in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go up, for freedom. They're going to the Ukraine, where they're having a war. Which I don't know. I'm gonna satirize a lot of that, and I'm satirizing like the pandemic and that in there too. So I'm making up like a fake, not COVID, but like a retrovirus. It's gonna be a fake pandemic that's mostly built by PR.
But
So totally fiction, right?
A lot of it sounds to me like Demolition Man. Reminds me of Demolition Man.
Well, yeah, the same thing. Because Demolition Man, it was cyberpunk. They just didn't call it cyberpunk. High tech, low life, right? That's the whole gist of it.
You should have a little twist on it, like have a box by the door with your keys in it, and since the criminals are so dumb, you have like a little like a quiz for them, or like they have to solve like tic-tac-toe or a crossword puzzle to get your keys.
So it's good. Yeah, that's the funny part about this too, is a lot of this stuff I just kind of have it as like we're doing here, like a nebulous idea in your head of wouldn't that be cool, and then you just start writing the character and doing his arc and doing the plot points, and then kind of as it come up, these 500,000 ideas you have in your head, you're like, oh, this would be a perfect place to start with this. And then you're like, oh, but I got to set this up. And then you got to think back where in the story, like, where do I set this up so it doesn't look like I'm just pulling it out of nowhere for a cheap laugh? And that's kind of the part of the process I actually kind of enjoy.
Cool.
Nick calls those callbacks. And yeah, Covert, when you're talking about physical copy, yeah, and that you're going to see a lot of those too. Like I do a lot of setups and then payoffs later on about stuff that I find relevant and interesting in the story. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. Especially since you guys don't have the where the hell is Jesus Christ? Why am I so bad at navigation? I'm already turned around.
What are your coordinates?
Well, I'm just trying to get to 0-0.
Disappointed that your naval navigation skills haven't transferred.
I need a chart. That is my naval navigation skills, that I have no direction sense at all. But because it's the ocean, nobody has direction sense. So you just look at a chart. Look at a chart, look at your compass.
I'm gonna look at the seed map.
There we go. I'm fine. I just gotta move west and northwest. But I have to remember northwest and not accidentally go south, because you know the thing where you walk around some trees, you got to take a left to get around this mountain, and then all of a sudden I'm walking in the exact opposite direction because I'm not paying attention.
Why are you not using a mini HUD? So you can always have the coordinates to your left corner.
Oh, that's not the vanilla experience. I want to be one of those hardcore guys. Do you know the Japanese guys in their speedruns, they don't even use the F3 menu? They navigate like specific distances by feel. It's insane.
Goodness, and the dig down from there?
Yeah, and they're good at it too. For a while there, they were getting a lot of the speedrun records for this any seed glitchless, I think it was. So it's crazy. So not even like you could just remember the path like you would on a set seed.
Hmm. That's nuts.
Oh yeah, speaking of absolute liars, yeah. I was thinking of the Dream one where he was making that up. Didn't even make it up for first place in the speedruns. He got like third. And he's like making up and fucking hacking his thing. Like, bro.
Yep. It's like, huh.
Biggest channel on YouTube. I'm gonna nuke my reputation on this one here. Although I guess then he had that one about the underage girls on Discord too. So it's just one of those too much, too fast, too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, don't hit on underage girls on my Discord because they will put me on blast for clout. Got it. Yeah.
Damn. We'll figure that one out sooner.
Man,
If
you're
only
way
Pro
off.
Jared was here to advise me. Oh, Jesus, what the hell is this? Just walking around. Gigantic, big-ass block thing going. It's a battery, an offensive touching. Oh. Oh, talking about Germany? Germany has the self-defense stuff too? I blame NATO, by the way, for that. Because America handles all the security of the world and the shipping rates and that. Every other country doesn't have to spend anything on defense, so we get to go all fancy with our social programs. But then we kind of lost our understanding that, hey, weapons help you defend yourself against people that want to do you harm.
By the way, now that you're at the ice farm, it reminds me. They changed something with the mechanics and how the flow of water, if you use water to transport items, or at least the XP little trinkets have changed the dynamics, the game dynamics. So I had to change a couple of things. Yeah, I had to change a couple of things. The farm wasn't working properly anymore because of it.
Oh, is that the change where it was like normally you would have all 8 blocks in water would push things, but now it's like the first 5 and then it slows down dramatically? Or is there a different one?
It's where the items, something with the sides and how the particles react mostly. I had to change the water flow so that the EXP would come to me and not to work. Otherwise, it just wouldn't arrive at my place and would get stuck together with the items.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like amazed at how little crafting tables you have in your builds. I guess I just take it for granted. Like, I've always had crafting tables anytime I do a new project, and you just like don't put them anywhere.
Oh, because I removed them.
I know, it's just funny. It's one of those things I take for granted.
Once I'm done, I remove them.
Oh, and they broke the string duper? Damn it! It's a good thing I got some string before it did then. That was one of those nice things too, because now you have to, now I have to go back to spider farms to do that, and that took forever. That's another thing too. I've never used the leap thing for beacons. It's kind of nice. I can see why you did it.
But the ice farm still works. Like now, I found a solution, and now I just need to break the redstone block that's on top of the roof when I go to the mining platform of the ice farm. Break it, the XP comes to me, and it still works. Luckily,
that's good.
So it still works.
There we go. That's all I was trying to do. I am gonna steal a stack of 2 ice blocks from you if you don't mind.
If you can find them, I recently took all of them.
Oh, there's some up top. It's all good. I will admit though, man, to go hard or go home. You've definitely taken on the Psycraft farming mentality.
Sheesh.
Why just do one that fits my needs when I can make it so hideously overpowered that I'll never have to worry about it again?
Actually, it does fit my needs.
Oh.
Especially considering what I'm building right now. You didn't go to it when you were visiting the Guardian farm, but currently with the Atlantis ice track.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I need a shit ton of it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So I always like the stuff like this, just because lately I've been doing more creative builds and less farms, but you're like doing the farms now, which is fun. Dave was like hey, you know how you're proud of your creative builds? Let me just embarrass you here. And then he builds that fucking Tyrannid.
Mm.
Well, then you haven't seen.
Look at you all proud.
The Atlantis ice track. It's huge, man. Like you can't see it because of only built 2 domes, and
Yeah.
even one is only nearly finished. But like if you could see the Lightmatica schematic, oh boy. Well, I put it in the Discord. That's right. I put it in the Discord. You can see it.
Oh, the Lightmatica schematic?
Yeah, I put it in the Discord. So you
What's
can
that
see it.
other one? Somebody made a new version of Lightmatica. What was it called? Something with an A, I think. But supposedly it's like an even better, more robust version of it. I gotta look into it more.
Could be.
I just can't remember what it was called.
Haven't encountered it yet.
But I guess, yeah, people are making like full-on 3D modeling tools that you can use for your templates to build stuff in here.
Yeah, Dave used it with his Tyrannid. Blender, what was it called again, Dave? Blender MC Blender or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
Blender's like real 3D software, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's like that was like to export it like as like a model. That doesn't necessarily. I don't necessarily use it to make builds. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if I want to do smaller ones, it has less utility. With the smaller builds, it's more just kind of feeling it out. I find is useful.
Yeah.
So, I know what you mean, Ryan. I saw it when I was doing research regarding the some of the builds. And I did find it where a guy was wanted to create something of a Skull Island,
Yeah.
and he used one of those 3D programs specifically for Minecraft, and there was a Minecraft setting, and even it changed everything with it. So it's just like a 3D sculpting program, but not for Minecraft. So he didn't have to put in the different blocks. He just had one ball, and then he was sculpting it, and all the pixels and the blocks came into place were generated by the program as he was
Yeah.
sculpting it.
Mm.
Fucking
Yeah, creative mode builders love those ones.
Yeah, because I mean that's like the brush programs or something like that. I forget what they're called.
I know there was MC Edit, but it's the stuff you're
Yeah.
talking about is probably way more sophisticated.
It was insane. It was insane.
I mean, some people use it for terraforming too, right? That's the beauty of this. There's so many different ways to play it and so many different styles, and you can just not overlap them at all if you don't
Yeah.
want to.
It's got people like for like the real like hardcore survivalist types that can build stuff with that, or if you just want to do creative work, you can make stuff with the editing software and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they had an interview. It's this channel I follow, a real small one called the Bob Ross of Minecraft, which that's a really awesome name. He brought a guy on who does like the most amazing color work on there. Like he made this weird rainbow fort, and it was just the way he kind of put blocks together was just it was art, man. It really did look like it didn't even look like Minecraft. It was so well built. It's like had that macaw feather like a parrot,
Oh,
but it was just
okay.
a castle, and he had it. And he was kind of showing how he dealt with it too, which is I got to go back and watch it. And then this other guy, he just got his 100,000 subscribers. I followed him back when he was like 1,000. It's Nice, GNEISSE or whatever, like the stone. And he's like a geologist who just does this. And then he goes over the difference between the different types of rocks. Which you never think it'd be as interesting as it is, but it kind of is. But there's a lot of people with like new angles to the game coming out now, so I'm kind of curious what the next year or two is going to look like. Because Hermitcraft is, I don't know, man. They're top dog, but I don't know for how much longer. They just booted out Iskall and Pearl Essent because Iskall hit on a girl in the Discord or something like that.
No, no.
Oh no, it's not even. It's like a Pro Jared one. It's not even like a Dream one, where I guess he's awkward socially, and so he was flirting with the girl,
Mhm.
and she said something to the effect of "please don't," and then whatever. But then she still put him on blast, and then the other Hermitcraft guys are like, "Absolute wholesome is the only rule." So they're like, "Nope, you got to go." And not only that, they like Soviet Russia Stalined him. Like all of his collabs were gone. They removed his plushie from the store.
God.
Removed him. They even changed the thumbnails where he was in it to get rid of him. I was like, holy jeez,
Wow.
like he doesn't exist. And then I guess he was dating the other hermit crafter, I think Pearlescent Moon or something like that, and she left too, but not because of this. So I don't know. Nobody's even known what her thing was. All they said was just don't harass her, which I'm like, who's harassing G-rated hermitcraft Minecrafters? But
Probably the mentally ill people that
yeah, I've just been
like
on the
that wholesome chungus stuff.
I guess I've been on the internet enough to know what people say harassment is, and a lot of the time it's just like, you clicked the show suspected spam comment. Don't get offended. They offered you a chance to opt out. No, I have to see this.
Yep.
Like, it's so obvious now with that stupid Matt Walsh and Cernovich pick yourself up by your bootstraps arguments where, like, I'll watch it, and it's I get the thing in the States. It's kind of the same in Canada here. Every young American is shut out of everything because, you know, DEI standards, woke standards, and H-1B visas are eventually bringing in slave labor because it's cheaper, suppressing wages. They're like, I want a level playing field. For once, I want you to prefer a local person over a visa student. And then the Chris Rufo, all the conservative guys, Chris Rufo, Cernovich, and all of them are saying, what's the matter? You don't like competition? It's like, I can't compete with slave labor, you dummy. But they'll look through all of their things. And there's like guys who have good jobs, good entrepreneurial stuff, and they're sharing their stories. And it's all like, it's a very solid argument they're making. Even if you don't agree with it, at least you can understand it. And they'll find MGTOW 420 somewhere near the bottom is like, look what all of our haters are talking about here. They just don't want to work. And it's like, oh, you sons of bitches. Cernovich's are funny though, because every response is just mentioning his little sucking the troon thing. And I was like,
did anyone mention that he married into money too?
Oh, he never met. Oh yeah, they brought that up. The trick to make it as well as I did is just work hard and marry a founder of Facebook and get a good settlement. It's like, fuck you. I hate Mike Cernovich, like, as a person so much. Not even just his brand, like real life.
Hey, boxing match. Get it done.
Yeah, right.
Cernovich Stone.
When was the last time anybody in Sphere had a boxing match and didn't cancel it? Right after all of the hullabaloo and feeling tough went on. Myron's challenged like 8 people to boxing matches, including Rule Zero Dad. Backed out of every single one with some stupid technicality.
Well,
Tate was going to fight the Deaf Ninja there for a while. Ivan Throne. He was going to fight Jack Murphy. All those backed out too. Even the champion kickboxer.
Chesty was on Let 'Em Burn yesterday and I mentioned it again. I was like, oh, that was good times.
It's such a funny story, man. I love it so much. Like, are you stupid? And I guess, and that part I love the best about it is he didn't know that, like, Chesty is the one red pill guy that if anybody has general legal questions they come to. So he's kind of like the hidden power. He goes, everybody who knows anybody knows me except for you, you idiot. Myron had to apologize to him. I'm like, yeah.
You do not touch that man.
Yeah. He was like Carl. It's like there's certain people you just don't fuck with, and that's one of them. It'd be like making fun of Mac because she's a chick or something like that. It's like, dude, you have no idea how well loved like Mac is in the community here. Don't be picking those fights. But I mean, that's the Myron guys. He probably thought that he was Jewish. Isn't that his big thing now? Just ranting about the Jews doing everything?
The Jews.
I have no idea.
What was
dude, that's all he does now.
What was his beef with Rule Zero Dad?
Oh, it was just something to the effect of disagreeing with him for having a really stupid take. And then he's like, oh yeah, you want to box about it?
Not only that, basically at that point in time, they were really taking off and his ego got inflated like you wouldn't believe.
I think it's kind of stayed there.
Which is why I'm loving this new thing where it's like his numbers are going down and he's getting desperate for clicks, and that's why he's going off about the anti-Semitism because that's hot right now.
Gotta follow the new trend.
Yeah,
He needs to bring Jews on his podcast, give them White Claws, and then yell at them.
Well, now that Fresh and Fit Ohio has taken all of his clout, he doesn't know what to do. For some reason, Andrew Wilson became the torchbearer of that.
Yeah.
How he became the most charming guy on the podcast circuit, I don't know. Not a bad guy, but like personality is not the word I would use to describe, you know?
Charisma's not really there.
Yeah. Like I think that was why he chain smoked to like for a lull so he didn't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's not easy sometimes.
Why do I have... Oh, that's why. I got the stupid... I just have a random Epidemic Sound playlist.
I don't even
And
hear
it's-
you.
Oh, you don't even hear it at all? Okay, it's
No.
probably better.
Oh wait, now I have your stuff mute. I have your channel muted, so.
Oh, that's probably better then. You don't want to listen
Yeah,
to this crap.
Well, I can't
we
hear
can't
like
hear anything.
stereo, you know.
Yeah, we can't hear anything in the Discord, like any of the game or the sounds or nothing.
Oh, the game's mostly on mute because I didn't want to drown out. Because nobody wants to hear bips and boops when they're sitting there trying to work.
Beep boop. I like
You,
beep
you
boop.
get it.
I like them.
So it's not the biggest adventure, but I do like that little adventure we went on. It's actually kind of neat to see how the stuff is growing and getting bigger and doing stuff. Definitely needs a better transit system. That much is for sure. Austria laws are a lot more normal, except for in... bro, I'm not reading that fucking word.
Oh no.
Waffle Bortzonen?
That's like if I was to make fun of a guy for speaking German or Dutch, like that's the word I would like make up.
God,
Waffen.
their language
Burton.
is something.
And I know too, and as a German guy, you probably look at it and it's like, oh, how do you not know this? It's obvious. But they just like intuitively, their brain knows where to split up the 17 words that are in that word. It's like Facebook, but if Facebook was like 17 words, it's great. All right. So yeah, guys, I'm thinking just putting these on the main channel from now on, and idling Digital Ryan for a bit.
Oh, really?
Well, I was thinking about it. So it's been, what, 6 years? And then Orion in 6 months has already surpassed it for followers. And I'm like, So why
Yeah.
am I fighting so hard when I've already got a channel of 22,000 people here that might actually enjoy it? It's not like Red Pill guys. We've kind of established now that whole gaming's for losers thing is a fucking moron opinion.
Yeah.
It is?
Got it. Oh, yeah,
Well,
of course it
loser.
is. Matt Walsh championed it.
Yeah. If Matt Walsh and Cernovich think it's a bad thing, that's probably good.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Do
King
the
Rob.
opposite.
Yeah, King Rob, $5 super. I don't have the heartfelts on this stuff. Couch. I couldn't think of anything witty to say. Give me a minute. Take your time, sir. Got nothing but time. Heartfelt.
Litzenbusch.
No, it's like he's Oh, I'm going the wrong way again. See what I mean? I have no direction sense whatsoever.
The Germans are trying to get you to say a lot of inappropriate things
Oh,
in German, and then like make
exactly.
recordings and like, oh look,
That's the N word for
he,
in Germany, probably.
Yeah.
he called all the
Chaldin
immigrant-
Gropin Mania. Like, I'm not saying that.
He loves the Austrian painter. We knew it.
Dang it.
In German, he said, "The Jews."
Oh, that was the funniest thing after this whole like pull your stuff up by your bootstrap stuff. This guy was like making fun of the guy saying, oh, just work harder and outdo the H-1B immigrants. And he was bringing up, you know who else decided to work hard and try his best? There's this guy in Austria. And he's like, they put him in prison for his beliefs, but he didn't back down. He wrote a book. And you know what? It took a while to take off too, but that man, it's just, and like as he goes through, it sounds just like the pull yourself up by your bootstraps argument. And it's like, hey, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you too can run the nation. And get the trains to run on time.
Great story.
Finally, Germany for Germans.
Yeah. I just don't get, like, I get it that there's clearly private Discord. Like, there's a Rawr squad out there where Chris Rufo and Mike Cernovich are chatting. I get that. There has to be. But, like, who's the one who's like, you know what you should do right now? Shit on guys, on young men who have a potential. Like, your potential audience. Like, somebody's paying them for this. And I don't know who is and why. Well, I mean, I know why, but I don't know who.
God, I don't know either. It's like the GOP official account posting like, here's a bunch of Indians that are gonna parade for the inauguration.
I saw,
Like,
yeah, you guys had a whole bunch of
how-
Canadians showing up. I was like, what the hell?
How are you this out of touch with what the general sentiment is
Yeah.
that you'd post this shit? Are you? They gotta be nuts.
Did somebody sneak in there and like, oh, this will mess with them? Like, the only thing that makes sense,
Indians.
because a lot of them are sounding like, dude, as long as you take away patriarchy and you just like insert the tradcon words in there, the rhetoric's exactly the same. It's just the
Yep.
same DEI stuff as before, but instead of like patriarchy, they'll say bootstraps.
Yeah, you need to sacrifice yourself for the greater good,
Yeah.
the good of society. Just do it. We're not giving you any incentive to do it, but just do it.
I know. And for the most
Loser.
jaded
Late.
time in Earth history.
What are
Most
you,
jaded and
lazy?
cynical people. Yeah. The 20% inflation. They sold all Canada's gold, man. I'm so How do we not have gold?
That's terrible.
There's
And
got to
then
be
you let
gold
Hillary-
in Canada somewhere. You
Well,
got
we
some-
have mines, but they're shutting those down because of environmental issues.
God, dang.
I had some.
How come
I had
Hillary
some like
Clinton-
fun money in stock for that once, and their stock's down to like 50 cents, which is worse than our CTV
Yikes.
newsroom.
Canadian gold.
And we used to have, I guess Chesty was saying, we used to have the best purity processes like in the world. So having Canadian gold was like seen as a good thing. But yeah, we sold all of it. Now we have zero, and we made ourselves have a zero. So we have like zero
Who'd you sell
nuclear.
it to?
I don't know. That's what I want to figure out.
The
Like who's got all
Chinese,
Canada?
probably.
Like I know a bunch of Indian dudes stole like 100 million of gold from us a couple months back. They melted it down and turned it into like Indian wedding bracelets and then just sold those. I was like, damn, that's so on the nose.
You sold all or a lot of the uranium. Like, how did y'all let Hillary Clinton go and like sell the uranium, like even to the Russians?
Because we have a no nuclear policy. We're not allowed to develop any nuclear anything.
Like no
But
plants.
Quebec gets
no
a
nuclear
pass. So
plants?
no plants. Like we have some, but they're old from before we made that ban, which I'm pretty sure was Trudeau Senior's thing.
I mean, it really is the best energy, the cleanest energy. I mean, it's dumb.
Yeah. Well, that's our whole thing is we really suck at this. It's like, well, we don't want to be a resource economy, so let's just not do oil or nuclear or gold, like anything that we have that's like our selling, like our
Isn't
strength.
like 80% of your stuff like barren land?
Yeah. And it's like the amount of resources, dude.
We don't want
We could take
resources.
over lithium from China. Like we got everything. And it was like, nope. We need to have a service economy. It's like you can have both, man.
Yeah. I like Pierre's talk. I mean, he was a little tough talking today about the, getting the free Canada and all the cutting taxes, and we're not going to be the 51st state. And, pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good if you're a
You are
Canadian.
the
It's good talk,
51st
but
state.
like if it really happening, like no. But yeah, it sounds good.
Oh yeah, if you guys decided to come in, we couldn't stop you. If you
that's
decided,
pretty
if you
much
just
any
said,
nation.
"Hey, we'll accept Canadian money dollar for dollar," and if you come in, free citizenship, like we'll switch over your citizenship right away. Probably a quarter of the country would do that within the first year. I can almost guarantee that. So like, there's nothing. We're basically at your mercy right now, and it's what would you do? Oh wait, here we go. King Rob, another $5 super chat. Oh, is John Wick worthy of a Ryan review or no? Also, here's another heartfelt, you British cigarette. Oh, thanks, sir. Maybe, actually, because I'm thinking, because I'm trying to do mostly older movies, but there's nothing wrong with newer movies. I think I might do that as like the difference between John Wick 1 and John Wick 4. Because I'm so angry how they ruined John Wick. Remember how it used to be? It was like there was this fancy little assassin world and everybody had to be technically skilled. And now it's like your jacket can block bullets. Dissipate their... Like, even if your jacket does stop bullets, somebody hits you with a 50 cal in the chest, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Well, there are some
It's a
YouTube
force
video-
field.
There are some YouTube videos about guys who actually tried to recreate a suit and were experimenting with various materials
Yeah.
and how they would layer them, and they did manage to make a bulletproof suit, but just 9 mils.
Oh yeah, like,
anything-
and I get that. You can make a
anything
bulletproof suit.
above, anything above was the materials aren't there yet.
But the part that I hate is because bullets, even if the bullet doesn't puncture your skin, it's still like punching you with a sledgehammer. Like it'll hurt a lot. And they're just like holding their arm up, like covering their face because you don't want to get the exposed skin with a bullet. I was like, "Argh." All because they didn't want to choreograph actual gunplay properly. Thought it would look cool. I don't know. It just irritates me.
Actually, no. On that part, the choreographed gunplay was actually on point. There are various channels that asked experts, legit experts, to do review, and
How are
and
you
it
an
becomes
expert
faster.
on shooting bulletproof jackets? Like, what do you mean by expert? Choreographers? Their
No.
expertise?
Weapon experts, tactical experts, and yeah, aside from the bulletproof suit, for that you need to bit what's it called again? Distance your belief.
Yeah,
what's
I
the
know what
term
you
again?
mean. Suspend
you need to
disbelief.
suspend disbelief. Thank you. You need to suspend disbelief, but his weapons handling and everything else and tactics they use are actually relatively legit.
Yeah, that part I agree. I agree with that. It's not what I mean, though. I just mean, like, as a story device. Because when
Oh,
you
yeah.
watch the old John Wick, when he was weaving through, it was almost like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where it became more ballet-like. But now it's just kind of like punishment porn. They just want to see John Wick fall down the stairs again, and then, get hit by a car and then get up. And it's like,
Well, I guess it's like with most things that become popular, it became too popular and big for its own good.
yeah. And like Rambo 3 showed you can do it and make it work. Rambo 3, I think, is a great way of almost making it comical but still pulling it off. I just think after 3, the fourth, the last John Wick kind of didn't, which is too bad because I'm a huge fan of Donnie Yen too. I love his work, and then his play on the blind swordsman, his Zatoichi, was pretty good. Which, if you guys have never seen it, Zatoichi, there's like thousands of clips online. It was like a mini 45-minute movie series that went on for like 30 years. Oh, dude, it's so fun. It's so awesome.
And
All
then
of them are awesome.
And soon they're gonna come out with a spin-off called Ballerina as well. There was already a spin-off with the origins of the Continental Hotel.
Oh,
least when it
the
came to
ballerina.
Winston.
Oh, so it's going to be a strong female John Wick then, or?
Yeah, it has Ana de
Can't wait.
Armas in the lead role. Wait and see. Like
I don't think I will, Santi. I don't think I will.
What I mean is, let's wait until it comes out and a bunch of reviews comes out, and we'll see what it happens. Like, they did give a sample of it, kinda.
Wonder what Critical Drinker will think.
Well, they did give a sample in the second one or the first one when he had to had his ticket torn, in order to get a safe passage. To the second one to Morocco.
Okay.
There you could see with the ballerinas the shit they had to go through. So it's not without hurl. They didn't get their skills without pain and suffering.
I'll just put it this way. It's on them to convince me. I've got zero goodwill towards that at all. And I think anybody who does, it's like, how could you? I've watched them doing everything.
Fair enough. You make a very valid point, and that's kind of the problem. Even if there are movies where the lead female character is done right, because of Disney and several other flicks, they've
Not
lost
just Disney, it's everywhere. Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, they lost it.
They lost every bit of goodwill, and first thing everybody thinks of is, oh boy.
Like, Henry Cavill is the only guy I'm putting any level of trust into his work right now. That's it. For his little Warhammer thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that jawline, how can you not trust that jawline?
Well, it's mostly because he got that Me Too accusation. He's like, that's it. I'm not talking to chicks in Hollywood ever again. I was like, okay. So, like, I think he's good. Like, I think he gets it.
But there's an actress in this case that I forgot her name again. The one that plays Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family.
Oh, the
Ortega.
The one that should have been in all of Zendaya's roles because she looks nicer.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. That was the one. Thanks, Marty. Yeah. Apparently, she has the same point of view as Henry Cavill. Like, she fought for certain things that the scriptwriters wanted to have Wednesday do, and she was vehemently against it because it didn't jive with the character.
Oh, she could have just been a cunt.
Yeah, she was just being a diva and it just worked out.
Yeah, maybe it's publicity. Who knows? Maybe it's publicity. Who knows?
Everything's fake, gay, and retarded. That's what John always says, right? Dude, it's such a great saying. The FGR. Oh, if I didn't have to steal his catchphrase to do it, I would have totally made like a video for that. But I don't want to steal his thunder because that's his thing.
Nobody will know.
Yeah, nobody will know. Isn't that what all good
Sounds
content
good.
creators do though? Just steal talent from everywhere else and then just like pretend they're haters?
Pretty much. It's just like corporate. You know, you just take over these smaller little businesses and build up your empire.
Sons of bitches. I gotta figure out how to do that. I could have Sergio's moderate empire right now, or the Purple Pill podcast guy. I could take. What are some other
Nikolai
shitty podcasts that nobody cares about? I could steal all those too. Make some kind of mega Voltron podcast. Call it Whammon, am I right?
It'd be like the Power Rangers, where you put all the like different characters together to build the giant one.
Oh yeah, I gotta use Power Rangers. I feel bad because I use Voltron as the reference, not the Power Rangers, because it's like, that's like the difference between NSYNC and like the Backstreet Boys.
What's Voltron? I forgot.
Voltron was what the Power Rangers were, but it was they were, I think all the different robots were like like panthers and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they were all technically a ripoff of the Transformer, the Mega Transformer bots, which were kind of a ripoff of Ultraman anyway, which I think was a ripoff of Giant Robo.
There's nothing new.
As typical, we stole it from the Japanese.
Yeah. And the black people.
Yeah.
'Cause they build everything.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
I saw the one tweet. They're like, how about they built Europe, and the guy's like, so when are they going to build Africa?
Oh yeah, that whole stuff is nonsense. There's still some people, I don't know if they're doing it for clout or what, but still saying like, we could have had Wakanda, instead we get Chicago. It's like, what? Like, I hate how I have to guess. Like, is this person actually tarded, or are they just saying this?
Oh,
And I don't know the
just
answer.
Yeah, it's tough. One of the most interesting things I saw in a while was this guy, which he talks to some of the AI. He has a conversation with it. I don't know which one, but he asked about Yankee Stadium, and supposedly Yankee Stadium was built in in like the early 1900s, and it was used like 40,000 tons of material, and supposedly it was built in exactly like a year. And they even used like horses and carriages and buggies to bring in like just tons of steel and concrete and stuff. And so the guy's like laying out his case, talking to AI, and he's like, well, okay, how many trips with the horses would they have to made? And it had to been like, I don't know, 100 trips a day, like nonstop for a year. And then it's just really unrealistic. And finally he gets AI to say, yeah, this is not feasible. This makes no sense. And it's like, even today, like with our stuff, if we were to work like nonstop, it'd be done like in 3 years or something. It's just really, really interesting. And then the other thing was all of the stuff that was built like in the 1800s, like, pretty much the giant cities were, and even not skyscrapers, but, your huge buildings.
Yeah, sewers and all that.
And then, like, you look over in San Francisco, and San Francisco was already built like in the late 1800s. And they're like, how did they do this? Because supposedly, like, we were going over there in the 1800s in our buggies and everything, and we didn't, have all the materials with us. And then you have these huge cities already built and formed. It's like, so when were they really built, and how long did it take? It's just really, it's kind of a mystery, because, you don't see a lot of the proof of it. The history.
So wait, are we talking about how like
built.
Philadelphia, New York, and San Francisco were like the pyramids? Like, we don't know how they got these stones together so close.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. Yeah. And then for them supposedly to have been built in like only a year, a lot of these large structures.
Oh, man, we're so porked. We're so porked. How did they build this? How did they get stone over here?
Yep.
How did they get past all the safety regulations? Like, oh boy.
Hey, I guess that's what's possible without government getting involved, and there's barely any government back then.
So that's your moment. Mine was, I got this documentary of the CN Tower getting built, and it's made me so depressed.
Oh no.
Because I was watching, it's just like a bunch of plumbers and stuff, right? Plumbers, like normal tradespeople, cement layers, and what the idea was, it's just a single pour. So they pour it like as a gradient, so as the bottom dries, they lift up the cast a little bit, and then the top they pour more on, and so it dries in a layer. So it was like a really impressive thing, and it took a lot of work, and then they had to put the radio towers, because originally a radio tower, they had to put that on top. And what they did is they just took a helicopter with like a 10-meter radio tower, and they just had guys underneath. You know, the one where they're basically holding it up like a plumb line, and the guy just has to plug it in at the very end, and he's standing at the very top of the tower, which I don't know if you've ever seen any of our sky towers, but they're it's so high up it doesn't register as high anymore. It registers as sitting on like a model city, and they're like popping champagne, and I was like, man, we used to do shit. Nowadays, like nothing like that would happen. They would have
Really? I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, and it was like just blue
amazing.
collar guys. They lived in Toronto, downtown, and then they just came in there for work to do that. It is sad.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's not like we couldn't do that now. It really is just, was it regulation for the most
Yeah,
part?
well, that's like in with all this California crap. They were talking about how inept they are, incompetent, and they were comparing in Florida. It's probably down there where Dave lives, but they had the one of the hurricanes like ruined part of this road, bridges and roads, and they're like, oh, that'll take like 5 years for them to build. And so, anyways, the governor DeSantis, he's like, get your shit, go to work, 24 hours a day. He's like, come on. And so, anyways, he got it done like in 2 or 3 months when it was supposed to take years.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't know it was DeSantis. I thought it was just like a bunch of guys who like just took their equipment. It was like, all right, let's do this. We need to get in here.
It wasn't Florida man. It might have been Methfield, but it wasn't completely Florida man.
Well, I know they had to basically at first they built a bridge out of sand, essentially just sort of like build that in that way they could get across and get people stuff to people, and then they rebuilt the bridge. I think it was to Sanibel, but it was pretty impressive.
No, really, it is. I mean, especially in this day and age when nothing gets done.
But I mean, they are still working on that island, but like the critical infrastructure got repaired really quick.
I mean, that's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I realized a lot of it is just literal government meddling. Like in Canada, I didn't notice that. I didn't know that, but if you factor in how much things cost, like to build a home here, labor, whatever, all the permits and regulations here, about a third of the price of a house or a condo or anything. And because it's so slow to get anything approved, it's like a 10-year lag time between when you buy the property and when you're allowed to start building on it. And then they're wondering why between that and that. So in the last 7-8 years, we've accepted, they say 5 million Southeast Asian international students, but it's more likely a lot more than that. And in that time, we've only built 80,000 homes nationwide. And then they're wondering why we have like a expensive housing crisis right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And now the first group, their visas finally expired, first 50,000. They haven't showed up to go home. They don't know where they are. Lost them.
Surprise.
This year, it's probably going to be 10 times as many, and they don't know where they are, and they lost them too, and nobody knows where they live. Are they the ones stealing cars? They never even showed up to school. They were supposed to be international students. They didn't even show up to class. And the university now, because they aren't allowed to use tuition to bring international students anymore, they have to do healthcare. All these universities are going bankrupt because they're out of money. But now the plan is healthcare workers and their families are coming in on healthcare visas. But they're only working for Brampton Canadians. Basically, guys like bringing his family over there to take care of them.
Beat sugar.
Did you ever read that? There was like a video going around about this. I forget what his name was, but he's like a former Indian professor. Yeah,
I know the one. Red Hawk. Red Hawk makes sure I see all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
He's very big. He's like, hey, you will get in on this nationalism. Yes, sir.
Yes. But it was insane, like the amount of fraud in all those medical degrees is.
Yep.
So it's like fake. They don't even know how. Here's a fake MD.
It's the same format. That's the thing, because like in the 80s and 90s, we took in a very small amount of like Sikh people into Canada, at least, but they were the best of the best. They were the ones that like, I don't want to live in like this corrupt society, and then they kind of came here on their own and built up.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, well, these ones are great. The rest must be great too. And realizing like, oh
no.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
There's a line from that. You haven't met the average Indian yet. It's like,
I know.
what kind of, oh, what God, how worse can they be?
And it's not like they don't understand the concept, because like the average Canadian, a lot of people thumb their noses down at them too. So like, how do you not understand that every country has that, where you don't like the bottom 50% from your little ivory tower? But whatever, I'm over
But
it.
even
I gotta.
that- But even then, here they had it with the Iranians or the Pakistanis. Anyway, the ones who have the caliphate in their country,
Okay.
and there was a guy who used to take in the kids and kind of put them up to speed on how things work here. A bit of re-education, see where their level was at. And he noticed back in the day before the caliphate, all the kids were educated and were fast on track on being integrated. However, when the caliphate came in, they kept all of the boys stupid and just put them on as shepherds. So when they fled the country because of war or whatever, they noticed a difference. Then the difference in intellect became very clear and apparent. The guys with a natural high intellect were up to speed in no time, but the guys who were just regular IQ shepherds, they had an extreme amount of difficulty. So even if you bring in all those people, only like the small percentile with a huge intellect will prove valuable. Everybody else has a huge backlog they need to catch up on and will have
I
extreme
cannot
difficulty.
believe then there is a bell curve on human potential. I'm
What?
shocked, sir. Shocked.
Well, yeah. What I mean is,
Seriously.
you gotta see that difference right now. It's gonna be extremely apparent right now because of
Oh,
that.
it's extremely
because,
apparent. That much I can guarantee. It's very apparent.
Oh yeah. What I mean is, you're Europe. What what Europe was 10 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at.
Oh no.
I mean, I guess
then-
it could be worse. We could be Britain. Dude, with their like grooming epidemic, I was like, dude, I don't feel so bad now. At least then we don't have like 250,000 children here who are traumatized and we get arrested for
for
trying to
real.
mention it. Like that's I'm still. You know, they just arrested like 2 MPs for diddling.
Ooh.
Yeah, imagine this. Like all of a sudden DeSantis, like not DeSantis, like I don't know who you guys are in the House, but if all of a sudden like AOC gets arrested for underage stuff, and imagine 3 of those happened in like a year, and you're like, oh
Oh
dear,
wow.
you guys would freak the fuck
Oh.
out.
Oh yeah, supposedly like in England there was like a pile of that Liberal Party, like there's like a list of 50 of them that have had like
Yep,
stuff like that going on, or at least been investigated.
yep.
Pedophile party.
All right.
So like their church and their priests.
Oh, it's times 10, times 100. Not even close. Way worse. All right.
Oh, we got another. We need to let Rolo know there's a new feature rapist. This woman, she pretty much like took over this guy. I guess it was maybe like a single dad. She like pretty much took over like his family. Like she had 2 or 3 of his kids living with him, and there was a 11-year-old boy that she wound up just having that was slept in the bed with her for like 2 years. And anyways, she's pregnant, and the 11, or well, he's 13 now. Anyways, he's the dad. So yeah, kind of creepy. No.
It's kind of messed. Although we'll see. Right now he's salivating over the Tate thing again. I guess Tate's house release is denied again.
Ooh, not
And every time he keeps saying he's free and the charges got dropped, Dicot's coming out saying, no. no, we're still talking. Don't worry about that.
Did you see my Tate Grok picture? I put in a Grok. I was like,
Is that the
show
one in
me
Rawr
Andrew.
Squad?
No, I didn't put it in there. But anyways, I put all right, show me Andrew Tate with Down syndrome, and it was just a regular picture of Andrew Tate. It's like,
I haven't seen
it's
that
like-
one.
I was like, so does he already have Down syndrome?
No, the one somebody put it in there. I think that was Misha actually might have put it in there. He just took that Andrew Tate Wojak and then he used MS Paint to use the spray paint for the beard. It's pretty funny.
No, that is good. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, on that note, guys, we're gonna take off. I gotta have lunch anyway. Enjoy. We'll do Red Morning tomorrow. It'll be a little more upbeat than this. I guarantee you. I promise. At minimum amount of graping stories.
Oh,
That's only when Marty gets in the chat.
That's it.
All right, there we go. We're off. You guys can cuss and whatever now. I don't care.